PNP is focused on the underground heartbeat, which they suspect belongs to the heart of Pastor Kibuloy. I urge you, dear President of this nation, to listen also to a different sort of heartbeat. The heartbeat of thousands of Filipinos in the midst of this cacophony of sounds. It is our hope that the voices and hearts of these Filipinos will not be drowned out. Among them are the members of the KOJC, deprived of their religious freedoms. Their right to practice their faith is being challenged, and their pleas for support are echoing through our land. Excuse me. Let us also listen to the hearts of thousands of students from Jose Maria College Foundation Incorporated and Lyceum of the Philippines in Davao City, as well as their parents, who are grappling with the disruption of their education. I feel that it is not suitable, it's not justifiable, that in the attempt to serve a warrant of arrest, we also end up arresting our young people's dreams. This is highly unwarranted, Mr. President. Their aspirations hang in the balance as ongoing seeds affect their learning environment and their future prospects. Additionally, the closure of Carlos P. Garcia Highway near the airport has caused immense hardship for many Davaoenos. Their daily lives are disrupted and their convenience and well-being are at stake. Pagod na rin ang mga tao. More precisely, pagod na rin ang mga puso ng mga tao. Their weary hearts have resorted to seemingly marching to a different beat, regretting their choice of leadership, losing their hope. Yet, I stand here with unwavering faith in you as the father of our nation. I, for one, still believe in your capacity to care for every Filipino. After all, regardless of where we find ourselves politically, socially, religiously, or even physically, we all share the same heart and spirit. Mr. President, the President Bongbong Marcos continue to listen to the heartbeat of the people. Hindi lamang sa sports, kundi sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay Pilipino. Puso, Mr. President, puso. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Senator De La Rosa.
Mr. President, the minority leader is seeking the floor to interpolate.
Minority leaders, would you please?
Ano lang ako, support lang. Konti. Ako rin na. Ano lang ako. Mag-manifest.
Ako rin, kami lahat.
Manifest po ako.
Sige po, mauna siya kasi we may have also a conversation among the three of us.
Mr. President, Senator Christopher Bongos, seeking recognition.
Mr. President, I am one with the privileged speech of my colleague Senator Bato in upholding the rule of law and the motto of the PNP, which is to serve and protect. Mr. President, we condemn excessive use of force. I appeal to our government, especially law enforcers, to be prudent in their actions and remain faithful to their mandate to serve and protect. With the court issuance of a temporary protection order, we pray that peace and normalcy will return to the Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound. The occupation of police personnel in the Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound in Davao City and the terror it brings to the community are causes of concern. While it is the duty of the police to serve an arrest warrant, there is no excuse for using force, creating fear, compromising the safety of civilians, disrupting the peace of the community, and occupying a place of worship. As Vice Chair of the Committee on Peace and Order, I support the intent of the chairperson, Senator Bato de la Rosa, to scrutinize this PNP operation which led to the death and injuries of civilians. Mr. President, I have consistently expressed my full support to our uniformed personnel. Kami po'y sumusuporta sa trabaho ng pulis, basta in line of duty at naayon sa batas. Panahon po ni dating Pangulong Duterte, dinoble po ang sahod nila, pinaghirapan natin yun. At ako'y patuloy na sumusuporta sa ating mga uniformed personnel. Ang atin naman dito, walang masaktan kung ano lang po yung ayon sa batas at ipatupad ng wala pong excessive use of force. I will not tolerate any form of abuse and will not let our police be weaponized to inflict harm on ordinary citizens. Kaya nga po, lagi kong payo sa mga police, just do what is right and be professional. Proteksyonan niyo po ang buhay ng bawat Pilipino. Tubusin niyo po ang mga nananakot at nananamantala. Pero huwag kayo pumayag na kayo ang maging standing ng takot at maging instrumento ng pananamantala. Mr. President, one life lost is too many. Imbis na maximum tolerance, ginawa na po maximum terrorism. Hindi naman po terrorista ang hinahanap nila. Ba't kailangan pagmumukhaing battleground ng isang place of origin? Meron mga naiulat na paggamit po ng tear gas at pepper spray sa isang civilian na nakikiusap lang po sa mga kapulisan. Ang pagbawal sa ilang miyembro ng legal team ng KOJC makapasok para gawing ang kanilang trabaho ng pagpigil po sa KOJC Executive Minister mismo na kumustahin ang kanilang kasamahan na nasa loob po ng compound. Ito ay ilan lamang sa nakakabahalang pangyayari kung kaya ang mga kapwa na buhay natin at iba pang sektor ay tumitindi upang maproteksyonan ang kapakanan ng mga inosente ng kababayang apektado. Samantala, ang aking opisina po ay nakipag-ugnayan din po sa mga opisyalis at sa mga apektadong sibilyan upang magbigay ng anumang tulong lalo na po sa mga pasyente na nasaktan, napatayan at nakakailangan. I sympathize with some of the police officers present there in KOJC who have no choice but to follow orders. Marami sa inyo ay pagod at puyat na rin. Nakikusap ako na malasakit naman kayo at hinahinay kayo. Dahil ayaw natin meron na naman masaktan, dala ng emosyon at paguluhan dyan ngayon. Sino ba naman gusto makita ang kapwa Pilipino ay sa kakasakitan? To my fellow workers in government, please serve the interests of the Filipino people and protect the rights and welfare of our fellow Filipinos. Just do what is right in the discharge of your delegated powers. After all, sovereignty resides in the people and all government authority emanates from them. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, the Deputy Minority Leader is likewise giving us one.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Brief manifestation po. Freedom of assembly should not mean obstruction of justice. Mayroong pugante. At kailangan na ang pugante ay makuha while ensuring the least disruption to the movement of innocent civilians and no human rights violations. Mayroon din po na credible na balita na may nagpapakalat ng fake news at mayroon din nananakit ng kapwa-miyembro para isisi sa kapulisan. Police brutality is unacceptable, but this is also unacceptable. Ako po'y nananawagan kay Ginoong Quiboloy na sumuko na at harapin ang pananagutan sa ilalim ng batas. Kung papakinggan natin ang heartbeat ng KOJC members, pakinggan din natin ang heartbeat ng mga victim survivors, sina Elias Amanda, Elias JR, Elias Jackson, at iba pa. Trafficked, sexually abused, forced to perform begging activities. Let us not allow them to be invisible. Mr. President, malinaw po ang posisyon ko noon pa man. Ang kapulisan ay di kailanman dapat gumamit ng labis na dahas sa anumang sitwasyon. Sa kabilang banda, hindi po sapat na rason ang relihiyon at paniniwala para aktibong pigilan ang pagpapatupad ng batas natin. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Senator Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, the Minority Leader is taking the floor to interpellate Senator De La Rosa.
Yes, Mr. President, if the Speaker will allow it, Mr. President, speech.
Yes, Mr. President.
And I know, Mr. President, that I think you personally went to the place.
Yes,
So,
Mr. President.
Samantalang ako po binabasa ko lang ng mga news reports. So si Senator De La Rosa po ay talagang nakita niya anong nangyayari sa ground, nakausap niya, I'm sure both sides, for being a former PNP chief, kausap niya.
Yes, definitely.
Kausap niya yung mga KOJC and the other news niya. Alam niya po ang sitwasyon. So, based on your personal information po, Mr. President, ano po ba ang sitwasyon sa ground? Tama po ba yun na naglagay ng parang kampo ang pulis dun sa lugar? And then yung sinabi natin lugar, is it outside of the gate of the KOJC compound or inside of the gate of the KOJC compound?
Correct, Mr. President. Both inside and outside of KOJC compound, andun po nagkakampo ang ating mga kapulisan.
Inside. So parang na po, parang expropriation na po yan. Yung ginawa nilang public property, isang private property, kahit pansamantala lamang.
Correct, Mr. President. Tila nga, pakiramdam ng mga tao doon ay meron ng marsyalo na nangyayari doon sa Davao. Dahil nga, yung compound ay hindi na magamit ng mga may-ari. Mga rightful owner of that compound hindi na magamit dahil binabawalan sila pumasok. At kung sila ay nakapasok, gusto lang lumabas, hindi na sila makapasok ulit. So, this is deprivation of private property, Mr. President.
Opo, so, ganyan po, kailan po kayo bumisita ron para at least malaman natin yung ketchup, yung personal knowledge ninyo? Ano po yun?
I was there when the warrant was executed in the early morning of Saturday, Mr. President. I went there around almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
25, August 25.
Is August 25? Ah? 24. 24, Sabado.
Opo, so nakita niyo po yun. So, merong police personnel or force outside of the gate. Siguro ang purpose doon para bawal pumasok ang mga nasa labas. Merong police force or personnel inside the gate. Ang purpose naman para bawal lumabas.
Yun, Mr. President.
And ang KOJC naman po, or si Pastor Kibuloy, I know he's represented by good lawyers. Kilala ko nga si Atty. Torion. So, I'm sure nag-reason out na po sila siguro sa commanding officer on the ground. Ano kung binigay na legal basis naman ng police at bakit nila ginagawa yun?
Their reason, Mr. President, for vacating the area was that meron pa daw silang namumonitor na heartbeat sa ilalim ng lupa, underground. And that could possibly be the heartbeat of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. And that is the reason why we incampa at the side KOJC compound. Because the presume that their service of warrant of arrest is still ongoing. And it was explained properly by the lawyer, Attorney Torion, but still to no avail, Mr. President. So the KOJC officials give in to the wishes of the Philippine National Police. Pumayag sila, Mr. President, o sige, kung saan yung gusto na hanapin yung heartbeat na yan, puntahan natin. Sama kami sa inyo para malaman natin kung saan yan. Kung saan yung kakalkalin yung mga lupa, gigibain ninyo yung mga structures para mahanap nyo yung heartbeat na yan. Pumayag na lang yung walang magawa ng mga KOJC. Dahil gusto na matapos na, Mr. President. But and yet, nung matapos na lahat, balik-balik na, ayaw pa rin umalis sa ating kapulisan doon. Andun pa rin sila, na parang kanila ng, marsalo ba, na private property, basta-basta nila tukunin ng gobyerno, at yung may-ari ay hindi na makagamit sa property, Mr. President. Yan ang kinasama ng Mr. President. Because I am a retired policeman, I am once the chief of the Philippine National Police, at alam kong mali yung ginagawa nila. But still, why are these people continue to do that despite knowing that they are violating the rule of law? Yun lang ang kinasama ko, Mr. President.
Tapos po ba, nakita niyo rin po because of that police presence na amounting to a barricade or an encampment, pati po ba yung use ng highway sa labas ng PUGC compound ay apektado din?
Apektado na lang, Mr. President, dahil sinara lang kapulisan yung highway. Siguro,
Yung lane na pinakamalapit o yung buong highway?
yung buong highway, airport, hanggang dulo, yung buong highway hanggang Palacan, hindi na papasukan ng sasakyan na hinaran ng pulis. Dahil, siguro, to my mind, I am also a policeman. We think the same manner, Mr. President. Alam ko yan, ginawa ng kapulisan para harangin yung posibleng reinforcement dahil takot sila magkakaroon ng people power doon sa PUGC premises. Kaya hinarangan nila na wala makapasok na sasakyan para wala mag-transport ng mga tao doon. So, I'm not blaming them for that. Kaya kanya discard yan, Mr. President. Pero, ang problema lang, ang movement ng mga ordinaryong mamamayan from Davao del Norte, Agusan, going towards Davao City, ay masyadong na-hampered, Mr. President. Lalo-lalo na yung pupunta ng airport. Dahil iikot ka pa doon sa nakakalayong ikutan mo para makapunta ka sa airport.
Well, yun ang Mr. President. Pero yun kasi yung mga worry nila ng kapulisan, ay sabi na yung speaker or chief of the PNP, na-anticipate mo logical. But it's because you're taking too long to serve the arrest warrant.
Yes,
why? Okay. And then, ayaw nilang i-abandon yung pag-serve ng arrest warrant because sabi nila may indicator sila na may heartbeat.
Yes.
What is that machine which tells them that there is a heartbeat? Where is it located, Mr. President?
Well, it should be explained properly, Mr. President.
Paano naging kapalipaniwala kung saan yung makina at saan daw how many meters away yung heartbeat na nag-detect ng makina?
Yun nga, Mr. President. And Mr. President, kung sabi ko kanina, lumabas na restraining order coming from the RTC branch of Davao City. But now, as we speak, per PUGC, people, PNP officials won't recognize the temporary protection order issued today by RTC branch 50 of Davao City. So ganito na pala ang utak ng ating kapulisan ngayon, ay order ang korte na ibakit nila yung lugar.
Ayaw pa rin.
Sumunod. So, ano na nangyari sa bansa natin, Mr. President?
So siguro,
Ganito na pala ang pag-isip ng ating kapulisan, ayaw sumunod ng korte.
do we have a copy of the so-called TPO? Para
Ay,
makita
doon na
natin.
nalaman, Mr. President. Information. Kakalabas na sa news.
If we can ask our contacts in Davao to send us a copy of the TPO para at least makita natin.
I will try, Mr. President.
Kasi nakakabahala na rin po yan na ino-honor na nga yung service ng warrant of arrest kasi nga issued by a court. And then we have a court now. And I think the court which issued the warrant of arrest is not a Davao court. I think it's Metro Manila court.
Davao, di ba Davao?
Davao ba? Yung warrant of arrest ko. The court which issued the warrant of arrest is not a Davao court. It's a Metro Manila court.
Yes, Mr. President.
Pasig.
Correct, Mr. President.
Pasig.
So yun, ino-honor na
Pasig.
natin sa Davao. Ito na.
Di ba, boss?
Disruption of the life of the
Opo.
Naghihintay doon yung it is taking too long to execute the arrest warrant. And then we have
natin.
Thank you,
Sabi ko, baka naman, topic ko ka na naman.
order
Then,
from the local
sabi ko,
court who is now more familiar with the situation on the ground. And the speaker is telling us that there is information hindi sinusunod.
sabi ko, wala na bang hearing eh. Anong
The
gagawin ko?
terms of that court order, kailangan siguro makita natin kasi sometimes
Thank you, boss.
sometimes baka sabihin talaga nila, hindi naman ito naka-address sa amin.
Yeah, Mr. President, if I may read, RTC 11th Divisional District, Branch 15, Davao City, in the matter of petition for the writ of amparo the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above all names, Incorporated, QGC, represented by Executive Pastor Marlon Acobo, Jose Maria College Foundation, Incorporated, represented by Rosemary Dimag Nao, versus Honorable Benjamin Abalos, in his capacity as the Secretary of the DILG, the Philippine National Police, et al. Temporary Protection Order. In a verified petition filed last July 1, 2024, by the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above all names, Incorporated, Jose Maria College Foundation, Incorporated, et al., against Benjamin C. Abalos, in his capacity as the Secretary of the Department of Interior and Local Government, Philippine National Police, et al., petitioners allege that the right to life, liberty, and security is violated or threatened with violation by an unlawful act or omission of the respondents. Thus, petitioners seek for the issuance of a writ of amparo, among others. In a resolution dated July 1, 2024, the RTC Executive Judge Retrina E. Fuentes found no urgent necessity for the issuance of the writ and ordered the immediate rafting of the case among the regular court. Accordingly, this petition was referred to this court on July 3, 2024, and corresponding order was issued on July 8, 2024, directing the respondents to file their document within 15 days from the receipt thereof. Around 5 o'clock in the morning of August 24, 2024, the PNP 11, armed with warrants of arrest, entered the compound of QGC and DMCFI located along Philippine-Japan Friendship Highway, Saksa, Davao City, in search of Pastor Apollo C. Kimuloy and other individuals. Diretso na ako sa decision ng Korte, Mr. President.
Sige po.
Hence, this court, under the current situation, sees the urgency to direct the PNP 11 to immediately cease and desist from any act or omission that threatens the life, liberty, and security as well as the properties of the petitioners. The PNP 11 is hereby ordered to remove all forms of barricades, barriers, or blockades that bar the access to and from the subject compound and hinder petitioners' religious, academic, propriety rights and the pursuit thereof by its officers and members within the surroundings, and surrounding the premises. The office of the Clerk of Court General is directed to immediately serve the order to any senior PNP 11 commanding officers present within the premises of KGC compound at the regional office. So ordered. Signed. Signed by the judge, Mr. President.
Okay. So, Mr. President, sa ganitong sitwasyon kasi dapat siguro ang ating kapulisan will read that with liberality na address sa kanya, and then kung ano man yung nakaka-disrupt sa normal course of life of the people there, bawat ex-mandate. So dapat po kung gusto kasi natin ng order at yun ang appeal natin nga sa KOJC members na huwag manggulo, huwag daanin sa dahas, i-honor ang mga court orders. It's the same standard that we will ask from our police.
Yes. Yes, dapat.
The commander on the ground, if I am not mistaken, is named
Torre.
Brigadier General Torre. Police.
General Torre.
General.
Opo. Police General Torre. So siguro, yun na lang po yung appeal natin sa kanya. The arrest warrant, as far as I know, is valid. Can be served at any time of
Any day,
any day,
anywhere.
any week, anywhere. for as long as you see the subject person of the arrest warrant.
Yes.
But I don't think you can claim that you have found the person because you have found a heartbeat. And then this is a new technology na masyado parang kailangan i-explain mo na sa atin. Kaya malayo din na-detect. Asan ba yung, as far as you know, Mr. President, saan yung makina which detects the heartbeat na sa highway?
I don't know, Mr. President, but I believe this is the same machine that is used to determine the living individuals during earthquakes. Pag may calamity, may earthquakes, may buhay pa na tao na natabunan ng rubbles, Mr. President, yan ang machine na ginagamit.
Yeah, so ang natin ibig sabihin nun, they were allowed, the KOJC people or leadership were cooperative enough to honor a court paper, a court order to allow the police to enter the compound, bringing their machine. Siguro yung machine nila is in close proximity with the ground or the area that they were able to detect a heartbeat. So they should act immediately. They cannot dilly-dally and not act and prolong the enforcement of an arrest warrant amounting to a siege na gusto mong starve na lang yung tao sa lang. Whoever is that person with a heartbeat na mauhaw, magutom at kayo lumabas. Hindi po pwedeng gano'n ang strategiya po natin. Now, especially now na meron na pong TPO or whatever name we call that order coming from a Davao court. So meron lang po sana appeal na lang natin sa commander on the ground at saka yung supervisor ng commander or commander ng commander who is the PNP chief plus the DILG secretary na since umabot na nga kayo dun sa na-detect ninyo yung heartbeat kasi nga yung mga KOJC personnel, people, cooperated to that point. Nalalapit yung makina sa lupa o sa building because there is a court document. Now that there is another court document, what natin, we have to be liberal in its reading and interpretation. At any rate, you will have all the chances in the world kasi valid pa yan, arrest warrant na yan, to capture, to arrest that person when you actually see him or her. Yun ang legal basis mo to arrest. The legal basis to arrest is the arrest warrant.
Correct.
When you see that person, not when you detect a heartbeat. Okay. And then I also worried, Mr. President, ito ng search, itong nabanggit po natin speaker na meron pang searching, they're searching buildings or ano, nangyari in the name of looking for the subject person of the arrest warrant. Pero actually, it's now amounting to research.
Correct.
What they have is an arrest warrant. And I agree with the speaker na iba po yun, an arrest warrant is the legal basis to arrest. But the legal basis to search must be a search warrant.
Yes.
And yet, Mr. President, I must inform the body that the KOJC people are very cooperative. Kahit na alam nila na that is beyond the power of the arrest warrant, sumunod pa rin sila
Yes.
sa mga nila.
Lumalabas po, just a few more seconds, Mr. President. Marami pa tayong itatakin nila. Lumalabas po dahil sa incidenting ito na in the execution or in the matter of arrest warrants and search warrants, substantive rights are involved or affected. Therefore, siguro mag-open na lang natin ang mind natin na maybe this is a proper subject matter for legislation at hindi lang natin ito ipaubaya sa mga rules of court. Substantive rights, ito ang pinaka-example eh. So, buksan natin ang ating isip to challenge the existing order na pinaubaya natin ang mga rules about arrest and searches sa rules of court. Entertaining natin ang possibility or ang karapatan na dapat by law ang rules on service of search warrant, service of arrest warrant, execution of these warrants should be provided by law.
I agree, Mr. President. I agree.
So with that, Mr. President, imposible naman natin makapag-usapan kasi lahat dito, but at least nampisa na natin and we got some facts from our speaker who was really there. Ito hindi to i-say, ano to, talagang eyewitness testimony po ito ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. So thank you to our colleague for bringing this to our attention. Pareho namang may mga legal grounds, legal basis, pero worrisome kasi sometimes it can be legal or constitutional, but in its implementation it becomes unconstitutional. Mr. President, so thank you for bringing this up, and siguro we can pursue this matter at the committee level. Mas marami tayong kukuha ang facts doon sa committee level.
Thank you.
Mr. President. Senator Amy Marcos.
Yes, what's the question of Senator Amy Marcos?
Yes, I'd like to make a quick clarification, sir.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, tuwing man nagkaklit, manyaring ipadama ko lamang ang aking pagsasang-ayon sa aking mga mahal na senador mula sa Davao City, Senator De La Rosa at Senator Go. At nasabi ko na po ngayon at noon, ito ang pangalawa at higit na malamang magkakataon na itinamalas ng PNP ang hindi katanggap-tanggap na puwersa sa visa ng bagong PRO. Ihinto na ito kaagad-agad at hindi na dapat ito maulit-ulit. Isang malaking lunis ito sa pulisyang Pilipino na labis pong kinalulunod.
Thank you, Senator Amy Marcos. Majority Leader.
Boss.
Senator Robin Padilla is likewise in the report.
Senator Robin Padilla, recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo at Pinunong Mayor. Meron lang po ako sanang konti katanungan sa ating pong mahal na senador mula sa Davao, Senator Robin Bato de la Rosa.
Yes, Mr. President.
Ginoong Pangulo, katulad po ng sinabi ng ating minority floor leader, ito na po siguro ang pinakamahalaga sa lahat, na naandun po kayo sa pinangyarihan. At kayo po ay eyewitness sa napulo. Kami po, puro balita lang, masasabi natin, kami po ay walang first-hand na information. Kinakatakot ko lang po kasi, Ginoong Pangulo, meron daw pong mga American forces doon sa Davao. Totoo po ba ito?
As far as my visit to the compound is concerned, Mr. President, I was not able to observe any foreign-looking operators, Mr. President.
Meron po kasi mga lumabas na meron po mga flag ng Amerikano doon sa mga operatiba. Ano po ba yun? Yung po ba, pinapayagan po ba na ang ating mahal na mga bayaning polis, merong flag ng American flag?
Mali po yung Mr. President. I saw that post in the social media. Ay, hindi ko man talaga mapagkamalan na totoong Amerikano yung Bisayang-Bisaya yung mukha ng pulis na yun, Mr. President. Pero yung kanyang uniform ay meron nakalagay dito na flag ng Amerika. I don't know what's the wisdom behind that. Bakit gusto niyang mag-display ng flag ng Amerika? But I presume he is a sub-trooper from the Special Action Force. Siguro we have to ask the people from PNP SAP bakit inallowed na yung tauhan nila na magsuot ng American flag.
Opo, sapagkat yung po ay nagbibigay ng napakaraming ibig sabihin na hindi po nakakatulong sa ating para po sa akin, sa sitwasyon natin sa bayan natin, hindi po mainam na nagkakaroon ng ganung image na meron ng American Forces doon. Kung hindi naman American Forces, bakit sa may flag ng Amerika? Tayo po ay naninindigan na tayo ay independent. Tayo po ay may soberenya.
At ang alam niyo po, ang kinakatakot lang po namin kasi dito, ay magkaroon po ito ng hindi magandang mensahe doon sa mga tao sa Davao. Hindi po maganda. At gusto ko naman din pong palakasin itong gusto kong sabihin. Alam niyo po, nabanggit niyo po kanina na marami na tayong mga pagkakataon na tayo humahanap ng mga terorista, mga pinag-ahanap ng batas. Kailanman hindi po tayo nagkaroon ng ilang libong pulis po?
Per estimates of some people in the area, around 3,000. At meron na estimate na more than 2,000. But still, Mr. President, 2,000 is very big enough. I have never seen an operation na gumamit ng 2,000 against a very dreaded terrorist. Wala po, Mr. President. Kahit na umaatake tayo sa mga kampo ng mga MILF noon, BIFF, o kampo ng NPA, hindi po tayo nakaka-generate ng 2,000, Mr. President. The most that I was able to, well, when I was company commander, siguro, maximum na yung umabot tayo ng mga 700. Kasama na dyan yung Philippine Army, Philippine Constabulary, kasama yung Integrated National Police, pati CAPGO, pati Army, siguro abot sa mga 700 to 800. Yung malaking kursa na yun ng NPA, ang kinakalaban natin, na aabot din sa more than 1,000 na numbers. So, I don't know, with this one person only, they were able to dedicate, until now, as we speak, andun pa rin yung mga trupa na ganun kadami. I don't know what's the purpose. Is it, are they just flexing their muscle that they want to send the message that we are in charge and we can bully you anytime we want? I hope I'm wrong, Mr. President. Sana hindi naman gano'n dahil ang mga tao sa Davao ay very peace-loving. Noon pa yan, Mr. President, mahal na mahal lang ang kapulisan. Mahal na mahal lang mga pulis. Ngayon lang na medyo nagbago ang pagtingin lang sa pulis na bakit gano'n. So I pity those policemen na nandun ngayon na sila rin ay labag sa kalooban nila yung ginagawa nila, but still they are professional enough to follow orders coming from their superiors. And I am sure not even General Torre can say that he's acting only on his own. Because you cannot call the support of other regions if you are only the regional director. Walang mangyayaring suporta coming from other regions. So the order must be coming from above. Presumably from General Martel himself, the Chief PNP. That is an halos buong Mindanao na operation yun eh. Region 10, 11, 12, 13. Apat na region nagpapadala ng contingent na taga almost 300 to 500 na mga pulis. So, naawa lang ko sa mga pulis, Mr. President. I pity them dahil pagod, walang matulugan, walang masiaran. Kasi kung nandoon ka, nakahiga ka sa loob ng kingdom, makita mo, napakaganda ng lugar. Very beautiful place. At kung ikaw at pulis ay naiihi na, hindi mo alam kung saan ka iihi, kung saan ka dudumi, dahil kaganda ng lugar, masaya nga kang babuyin yung lugar. Dahil sacred ground yan. Hallowed ground na yan as far as the KOGC people are concerned. So, that's the problem right now, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat po. Ang aking huling mungkahi lang, hindi na po ito tanong, kundi susundan ko lang po yung sinabi nyo. Ang may warrant po dito ay ilan lamang na tao. Huwag naman sana na sa nakikita ko at nakikita ng maraming tao, buong KGOC, parang sila lahat ay may warrant na sa mga nangyayari po. Sana po lagi po natin tandaan na ito pong KGOC compound ay mga taong naniniwala po sa Diyos, sumasamba sa Diyos, sila po ay nagpapalaganap ng kapayapaan, pagmamahal sa kapwa. Huwag naman po sana maging president ito na palagi may ganitong pangyayari ng ating kapulisan ay gagawa ng ganitong bagay sa hindi lamang po sa KGOC at sa iba pang mga ibang religion. na huwag naman po sanang makasanayan ito dahil doble sakit po ito. Doble sakit po ito para sa mga taong nagagawa lang ay manalangin, ipagdasal ang kapwa, ipalaganap ang salita ng Diyos kapag sila po ay tatatuhin na parang mga kriminal. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. President.
President, considering the constitutional exigency of the